Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have another get ready with me. So we're going to chat about the wedding planning, like what has been going on, updates, the plans and everything. So I don't want to ramble too much, but I already put on my face primer and moisturizer and like skincare routine, but I'm gonna link everything in the description box. So I'm gonna put the clips. So I don't really change my makeup routine that much. So we're gonna start same as the last time with my Rare Beauty concealer. Okay, so talking about the entire process of getting engaged and how I have been feeling with all of that. Since we had already been together for 7 years, I think the timing was perfect because right now we are very settled here. We're very happy and I'm very much ready for what's next. Everyone kept telling us the same advice. Wait a little bit while you're engaged, enjoy the fact that you're engaged, like process it, soak it in, and then you can start planning the wedding. And this is what we wanted to do. I honestly always had the idea of what I wanted for a wedding, but definitely not enough to tell people like, oh yeah, we're doing this or we're doing that. So we have taken the time to really sit down and talk about like the things that we both want. Now I'm gonna go for a foundation. Also, Rare Beauty in the 210N. So now that it's been a few months and I've been able to really think about what I want, and I've heard so much from everyone else. Like I started to watch some YouTube channels like regarding wedding planning, how to make it like the best process, because I've heard so many stories about people that end up stressing out a lot during all of this. So we want to make it as smooth, as happy, enjoy everything about the wedding planning and everyone that is involved to be happy. So discussing our dream wedding, we have had a lot of conversations and narrow things down about the things that Paula specifically wants for the wedding and the things that I definitely want too. So we knew that we wanted the wedding to be like here in Europe for sure, and that we wanted it to be small. So for now, we expect around 30-40 people to come. So a tip that someone gave me that I think we're going to take was when we send the invites, when they RSVP, we're gonna ask for the plane ticket confirmation. So I guess we're gonna have like 2 rounds of confirmation. Like the first one is going to be like 8 months before the wedding. Like we plan to send the invites like a year beforehand, and then the second round there is gonna be like 4 months before the wedding. Of course, we're gonna understand if someone does not do it. Since it is a destination wedding, we understand that many people are not going to be able to come. So we plan to have like the list of people that are definitely going to come to the wedding, hopefully early on. But I do have like a must list of 3 things that are very important to me. The first one is that I want something to be very small. I also want it to be simple, like no big orchestra, no dancers, no arriving in a carriage or anything like that. Actually would really like if it would feel more like a family thing with a very nice dinner rather than a full-on wedding. And another thing that I find very important for me is that Masha is able to be part of it. Like ideally I would like her to be part of the ceremony in some way. I haven't really planned that out fully, like we're only on the starting stages of all of this. And the third one is that I want it to be in like a very historic place. So we do have a few options of where we want the wedding to be. So the first one is of course Italy. Italy has always been like my full dream for the wedding. Since I was a little kid, I always wanted to have a wedding in Italy. So we also thought about France and possibly like renting a chateau, like a very nice old one, staying there 4 nights, having the wedding there. This is also a possibility in Italy, but we haven't found as many options as we have found in France so far. And the third option was here in Spain. So we actually have seen a few options in San Sebastian, which is like in the north of Spain. It's absolutely stunning, but at the end I think we're inclining a little bit more to France, and more specifically to the north of France. We have found so many beautiful chateaus and we can do a lot of things if we stay there for a few days. So since of course I don't have pictures, I'm going to start showing my Pinterest board that I have for the wedding. I had another one like from years and years ago, but this one I made it specifically for the wedding. The idea here is we rent a chateau somewhere in France. It would be somewhere where a few people can stay with us. Since we're gonna have like a 30-40 people wedding, we would like for like our closest family members, like our parents, just for our like direct family and closest friends to be able to stay with us, so we can arrive the first day, start settling down. Like by this point I think I'm gonna have like a few like white outfits. Just we want to make it a very nice weekend and people can start arriving as they wish. Like the plan with all of this is also we understand that there's people that are gonna be flying all over the world to come for the wedding, so we want it to be kind kind of worth it for them. And offering people like, let's have like 4 days in this really nice chateau. It will have a lake possibly, hopefully. We can have nice brunches, we can have golf, we can do wine tasting, horseback riding, cricket, play tennis, stuff like that, because in the French countryside there's like a lot of things that you can do that are a little bit different than if you go to a place like Paris. So we want to find something that our loved ones find also relaxing, because mostly people are gonna work and they're gonna take it as their holidays, and we just want everyone to overall feel very happy and comfortable to be there. So if they have their room and their space and they have activities to do, then we have the day before the wedding. I kind of really want to have like, it's not a rehearsal dinner because the wedding is gonna be very simple, but sort of like a nice dinner when maybe people want to give speeches. I don't think that we're speech type of family. And then the day of the wedding, we're looking for a place that possibly has like a gazebo, so we're basing a little bit our search on that. Okay, so with the blush I need to be careful because the other time doing it on camera is a little bit harder because I cannot see, like it has a lag, but I think we're fine. So we want to have like a very small ceremony, and I wanted Masha to do like something like maybe bring the rings. I'm a little bit scared about that, but that could be a very nice idea. So if you have any suggestions and ideas of how you can like implement the dog into the wedding, let me know, because I would love to get ideas. And I've been thinking that I want like an ARP to play music possibly, and after that we just want to have like a very nice dinner with music. Of course we're gonna need a band or a DJ. We still don't know what we're gonna do with that, but all the aspects of the wedding and like the dinners and brunches that we have the days beforehand to be on the outside. Doesn't matter where it is, but we want it to be like in a garden or something like that. The only reason why we would have an interior wedding is because it's raining a lot, so we do need to have like the backup option. We are going to prepare for that, but our main goal here is the outside. Like we want beautiful gardens and like space to walk and everything. We don't plan to have many rules. Like I've thought about asking the guests to come in neutrals like browns, blacks, stuff like that, pastels, like nothing too harsh, but I don't think that I'm gonna do it because at the end of the day someone is gonna mess up possibly, so anyone can wear whatever they want. But we for sure are gonna do the no children rule. The reason is because it's gonna be many days and we don't really have friends or family members that have small kids, so I don't think that it's gonna be an issue in that sense. So it's just like a no kids thing, zero drama. I know that sometimes drama in weddings is very hard to avoid, but since it's a small group of people and our favorite people, I don't think it's gonna be an issue. So going a little bit into what we have done until now. So in a week or so we're gonna go to see 2 wedding venues. We found 2 chateaus online. They are very different and I think one of them is the one. It's really crazy for me to think that we already have pinned down probably where we're gonna get married, and I'm so excited to go and see. I'm gonna vlog it hopefully. I really want to document all this process so in a few years down the line I can look back on it, because I do want to take like good time and effort to make a very nice aesthetic calming video, besides like for YouTube, like for myself of course. But we found 2 options in the same area. So this is in the north of France and it's in a town called Angers. It is very close to Paris, so it would be quite easy for people to just fly to Paris and then take the train to Angers, not even having to leave the airport. So it's going to probably be easier than if we did it in Italy or somewhere here near Barcelona, because we thought about doing it alongside the Costa Brava, but I didn't find anything that I liked enough. So this is gonna be the first round. Like if we don't find it in any of those 2, then we're gonna start looking more like in the south of France, again in Italy and so on. But I'm gonna talk about the 2 options. So the first one is quite big, definitely bigger and with more rooms than what we need. So we're thinking to house like 10-15 people, and this one houses 50. The overall idea that I have in my head is something simpler, and this one is quite I think the word would be extravagant possibly. It is definitely stunning. The rooms are so like palace vibes, like you're gonna love it when you see it. I absolutely fell in love with it, but in my head it doesn't really nail the aesthetic that I had in my head. I don't know if it makes sense. It does have the gazebo. This one does not have many things on the outside area, so this one doesn't have a lot to do for activities, but it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I cannot wait to go and see it. The second option is a little bit more simple. It's a smaller chateau and it's more like in the middle of nowhere. The lake that it has is massive and it has little boats that you can actually use. It has the gazebo right next to the water. It has a pool. It has its own tennis court. It has a golf course and it has a lot of space to ride horses. And when I spoke to the owners, they were very, very nice. And that for me is a really big bonus, because you're gonna be in contact with the owners a lot to plan everything. So this second option is not as pretty as the first one on the inside, but on the outside is just better. So I think that at the end of the day, if we end up making a decision between those two, it's gonna go down between the inside or the outside. But I think the outside has a little bit more weight, since there's where we want to have the brunches, the dinners, the ceremony, and pretty much everything. And on the inside, of course, we're gonna spend time inside, but it's going to be mainly like sleeping. Hopefully the weather is gonna be nice enough. Both options have the space to have everything on the inside, and one of them has a chapel inside. I think that at the end of the day, when we're there, we're gonna know. Like, when you know, you know. Now, the road trip is gonna be possibly very, very long. We're talking about 11 hours, so we're a little bit crazy. But the thing is that if we took the train, then we would have to rent a car and also drive a ton of hours, so it kind of loses the purpose of taking the train. So I think that it's easier to just have a very nice road trip out of this. And we love long rides. We absolutely love listening to podcasts and chatting, and everything like around the countryside is very beautiful. So I think that it's gonna be a very nice weekend getaway. I've been feeling a little bit like burnout, and I think that it's gonna be very nice for me to just disconnect from everything. I don't even plan to take my laptop with me. I just feel like a few days completely off are gonna be very, very nice. Even though I'm still going to film and everything, I don't plan to edit or post on Instagram. I just want to like disconnect completely from the phone and have like quality time with Pueblo. So hopefully after this trip, I'm just crossing fingers that we go for one of them. I want to start looking into the wedding bands. So Pueblo used the gold from coins that he had from his grandma to make the band of the engagement ring. So I want to do something similar. So I do have some pieces from my grandma that she passed away that I want to repurpose and use them for the bands. So I even have some little diamonds and of course the gold. So I also want to start doing that soon. I know that's thinking a lot ahead, but what's wrong with having them already? But now I want to talk a little bit more about, you know, the hard parts of this. Like, besides getting stressed about wedding planning and everything, something that I've been fearing a lot, and I don't know if this is a universal feeling, I don't know, I just want to chat about it because I do feel like if I keep internalizing all of this, it's just not doing me any good. And if I talk about it, maybe I can rationalize things a little bit more and feel better. But I am terrified to go wedding dress shopping and trying them on. So I have a few ideas of how I want my dress. I'm gonna show you some pictures that I just found on Pinterest. Like, overall, everything that I'm sharing is from my Pinterest board for the wedding, so it's probably gonna be a little bit chilly during the night. I will very possibly end up with something completely different than what I'm seeing right now on Pinterest. I have talked about this lightly on my Instagram from time to time, but I have struggled with my body image and my weight since I was very, very young. Maybe one day I will be brave enough and do like a deep dive on this topic, but I've had struggles with eating disorders, body dysmorphia, and a lot of issues that really makes me feel very scared of the pressure that I'm possibly going to put on myself to look a certain way for the dresses, and how I'm gonna look at myself in the mirror the day that I go and see the dresses. So honestly, I've been sort of like not even wanting to do that. I am thrilled about the entire process, like absolutely all of it, even the most possible stressful parts, but this one really feels different. I have been trying to be the healthiest that I can be and to reach a point where I'm very neutral and comfortable in my own skin. I would be lying if I said that I am there. I'm definitely not. I'm working on it, and I just don't want this to be like something that steps me back. I do want to open up about this because I know that there's someone out there that is gonna see this, and as it happened to me when I was watching other people on YouTube and girls that open up about this, just felt a little bit less alone. And I think that so many of us carry with this so silently, and the things that you don't open up and don't talk about, they are heavier in your heart. And I just want to free myself from all of this in some way and hopefully help someone out there. I'm still not ready to deep dive a lot into it, but yes, the wedding dress is something that scares me a little bit. I already found the perfect engagement party dress that it's going to probably be the dress that I want to use for the dinner the day beforehand, but I haven't wanted to go and buy it. So that's where I am at in that sense. I also want to talk about anxiety. I have talked about a lot of anxiety. I haven't yet explained very much into depth anything about it. Like, I've had it since I was very, very young. The wedding is some sort of like scary in that sense. Like, being the center of attention that day is gonna be quite scary. I know that this comes very weird from someone who is doing social media, but it's very, very different. Like, sitting down right now by myself in my living room, talking to the camera with my dog sleeping there. I have my tea. Like, I don't know, I feel like in my safe space. So we want to focus on having finding people that love us and that we love them, and that it's a very safe and healthy and beautiful environment. I want to make the experience something that allows me to one day sit down to read my favorite book, take the little boat with Polo. I do want it to be like quality time for both of us and something that we will remember hopefully for the rest of our lives and we can share with our kids. So my approach with all of this is not like a grand, massive, beautiful wedding. It's more like comfort, possibly. We definitely want a lot of champagne, going a little bit on the other topic. We still don't have the photographer, and after finding the venue, I think I'm gonna focus on finding a wedding planner. It's just like most of the venues, like the chateaus that we're seeing, they include the wedding planner on the fee of booking them. So that's why I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. I'm very excited to go. Plus, Angers is very, very close to Disney. I could just go a few days or one day and unwind and relax, and I really want to go to Disney. I want to put it out there. Hopefully we can go. If we find more chateaus in the area, we're probably not going to go and we're gonna go see more venues. But for now, it's kind of part of the plan. I think it's gonna probably be the way that I'm gonna time the videos. You're gonna see the vlog going chateau shopping after this one. But any advice that you want to give or anything, please feel free to let me know in the comments or reach out to me. I've been getting a few emails from people and I love reading them, so thank you so much for all the advice. A girl that is actually a wedding planner sent me a list of things that I need to think about, and it's really nice because it does give me like a way to start up and be smarter with the decisions that I take. But overall, I think this is gonna be it. I hope that you guys like the video and hopefully you're gonna have the vlog right after this one. Have a beautiful Thursday. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. And if you're not done watching, I'm gonna leave you tutorials right now in case you want to check them out. Thank you and see you on the next one. Bye.